Hi, I'm Donna from Needlecrafts, and I'm back with my needlepoint to show you my works in progress. So since my last video, I've been busy and I've done lots of stitching, and I wanted to show you what I've got done. So if you watched the last video, you will remember the project that I started, which was some leaves with some nice background and like that. So, and I finished that project, and here it is. So I did it all according to the plan, which was the drawing. And then after I finished it, I added a border because I really like borders. So I like doing borders. It's a lot of fun for me. So I added a border. So one of the things I learned is to give myself a little more room around my picture so I have room to add a border, because it got a little crowded towards the end there. But I really like the result. There's a couple things I would change about it if I did it again, but for a second project, I'm pretty pleased, and it may eventually someday become a pillow. That's what my intention is, but I'm really bad at finishing things. I'm good at the stitching. Finishing, I just stick it in a drawer usually, but maybe it might do more than that. You might remember my pinwheel. That was my first project. This is in pearl cottons. This is number 5 pearl cotton on 18 mesh canvas. This is tapestry wool on 10 mesh mono. This is interlock, this is mono. So I enjoyed doing my leaves so much that I did another leaf. I created a new pattern. It's just another trace and stitch, which will be showing up in our shop very soon. Little kits where you just trace out your pattern at whatever size you want. It'll come with the threads and everything. So keep an eye out in our shop and on our Facebook page for those. And it gives a lot of freedom for your artistic choices, and at the same time providing the needs of the basics so you can have something to build on. So here's mine. Also 10 mesh. Within tapestry wool, so that it'll go with, I'd probably go with the other side of the other leaves. So as you can see, I've got another border, really keen on borders, and I did some nice background stitches on this one. This is a split Scotch stitch, which is really simple, and I really enjoyed stitching this. It was a lot of fun. And I did picked out different stitches for each leaf, and blended the colors differently. So there was a lot of variety, but some, it goes together really well. So I was really happy with how that turned out. And then after that, I realized what I needed to do. I needed to know what kind of fibers or threads go in what mesh canvases. So because there's 10 mesh, 12, 13, 14, 18, 22 if you go into Cordova. There are lots of sizes, and there's also lots of different fibers. There's, you can use embroidery thread, you can use tapestry wool. Pearl cotton comes in many sizes. We have 3, 5, and 8 in the shop, but we can also get 12 if we need to special order that, or we will eventually be stocking all of those. So what I did was I did some test stitches. So I just put them, got little chunks of each of the canvases, and I did some basic stitches in each of the different kinds of fibers. So now when I look at it, I can tell what's the best kind of fiber for each mesh. So this one, and also how many strands. Pearl cotton is indivisible, as is tapestry wool. So it's usually you just use the one strand, but it depends, because if you really wanted to use size 8, for instance, on a 10 mesh, you'd need more than one strand. Apparently you need a whole bunch. So I have all of this. I did so much of this. Oops, that's the wrong side here. That's Cordova. That's the very high count one. So I used just the finer ones. It turned out really nice, and I can just at a glance look at it and say, oh, well, this is the best thread for this mesh, and like that. So this worked out really well. By that time, by the time I finished this one, I was tired of stitching little boxes. Oh yeah, I have one more. This is Penelope. not the stitch, the canvas is called Penelope. I got tired of stitching little boxes, so I did test stitches in the shape of little flowers. So then I actually like how it turned out. I might go back and do the background. Tapestry wool, size 3 pearl cotton, size 5 pearl cotton, and this one is just embroidery floss, 6-strand cotton. So that worked out really well. So then I was able to start a new project, which I was really excited to start. We have in stock some printed canvases. Now these are not the same as hand painted or stitch painted canvases. For one thing, they're a lot more affordable, like a fraction of the cost. And in some of the Facebook groups, I've seen posts saying it's hard to find where to put stitches and like that. So I needed to explore this. So I started my first one. It's Pansies. I picked this one because my mother always loved pansies. When I see pansies, I think of my mom. So I don't know if you can see from here, but I've done all the leaves already, are done, and I'm starting on the pink pansies. So it's a 12/24 mesh Penelope. So that means that it's a double mesh. So if you stitch over 2, it's 12 mesh. If you stitch over 1, it's 24. I'm stitching over 1 because I wanted that fine detail. So it's going really fast. It's not a slow thing. And it is so easy to see where the stitches go. It's not difficult at all. Plus, I get the artistic choice, if you want to call it that, of making it my own because I'm making the choices. So with a stitch painted canvas, which are really beautiful, and if you can afford them, good for you. And we're hoping to be carrying them very soon in our shop. We're working on that now, working with some artists to develop those because we don't want to do it like everybody else does it. That would be too easy. So we're doing it the hard way. But we're going to be having some great canvases very soon. But the printed canvases are also beautiful, also not hard, also give great results, and are a little more affordable if budget is an issue for you, as it is for most people. So we have a great lineup of printed canvases. This is one of the small ones, and I am very much enjoying it. So, and I'm doing it in embroidery floss. Here's my little bag of flosses, and just like a size, I think it's a 22 size needle. So very simple. I'm using 3 strands. Over 1 means it's the same as stitching on 24 count beta if it was a cross stitch, if you're coming from a cross stitch world. But that's my new project. And when I'm finished this, I'll try something else new. This is so much fun, and I'm having a ball. Oh yeah, and of course I'm going to put a border on this one too. It'll be a little tight, but it'll have to be a narrow border. But I'm hoping to do something a little fancier for the background, like I did in the big leaf project. So I don't know what yet, but I guess we'll see. When I'm done, we'll do another video. Okay, thanks a lot for joining us, and I hope we'll see you again here at magichourneedlecrafts.com. And if you need to contact me, if you have any questions, we love questions, it's magichourneedlecrafts@gmail.com. See you later.